Under the first morning, a time with no cities, a time with no roads, a time with no houses, with fires burning beneath them. The world slowly opened its eyes to the first sunrise. Dewdrops sparkled on the grass, birds began to sing, the wind ran through the trees as if learning to play music. In the middle of that new world was a wonderful garden, the Garden of Eden. Rivers sparkled there, trees were filled with fruit, lions lay peacefully like little children, and birds painted colors in the sky. In that beautiful garden lived two human beings, Adam and Eve. They did not know fear. They did not know loneliness. They were the first to laugh on earth. They were also the first to dream. They walked on soft grass, ate sweet fruits, gave names to animals, and lovingly cared for the garden. When the cool evening breeze blew, they felt God was near, like love, like an embrace. The decision near the tree in the center of the garden stood a tree. Its fruit shone like pearls. They were told not to eat them. One day Eve stopped near the tree. A small question arose in her heart. Why not? She ate the fruit. She gave it to Adam too. Suddenly the world changed. Shame came into their eyes for the first time. They covered themselves with leaves, and heavy sorrow entered their hearts. The voice of God was not lightning. It was like the gentle pain of a parent. They had to leave the Garden of Eden. The gates closed like flames. They looked at the garden one last time, then walked forward into the wide world. Life outside Eden. The world outside Eden was beautiful too, but not easy. Among flowers there were thorns. Work brought sweat. Winds sometimes carried dust. Adam learned to till the soil. His hands became rough with labor. Eve learned to grind grain, make clothes from leaves, and build a small hut. At night, the two sat near the fire and looked at the stars. They were no longer guests of the garden. They were the first builders of the world, the first childbirth. One day, a new feeling began for Eve, a tiny movement in her lap, a small life growing inside, joy and a little fear, both together. Days passed. Night came. Shadows moved in the firelight. Pain came like waves. Eve cried out, but in her cries there was strength, the courage of all future mothers. Adam held her hand. With silent eyes, he said, I am with you. For a few moments, the world felt completely still. Then, the cry of a small baby filled the night. The first child was born. He was Cain. Eve held him close to her heart. Tears and joy shone together. Adam touched the tiny fingers. The baby clasped his finger tightly. That night, the first lullaby on earth was heard. The family grows, another child was born. Abel. The house filled with laughter. The sound of tiny footsteps echoed around the hut. Adam took them to the fields and taught them. This is soil. This is seed. This is hope. Eve taught them. This is love. This is listening. This is family. They told their children about the Garden of Eden. It was not a legend. It was their memory. When they remembered the garden, their eyes became slightly wet, but they did not live in sorrow. They lived with gratitude for every sunrise, for every meal, for every moment. What does this story tell us? The story of Adam and Eve is not just the story of the first humans, it is the story of all of us. We make mistakes, we learn from them, we step into new worlds, we work, we grow, we love. Sometimes we lose our Eden, but through good deeds, love, and forgiveness, we bring back small pieces of Eden into the world. Every new morning, every newborn child, every new beginning whispers one truth: life is a gift. The story ends, but the journey does not. This is not their ending. It is the beginning of all of us.